Hey everybody, Wes with Fundamental Games here for another Kickstarter review, doing a Fun in 5 check on Micro Dojo. Micro Dojo is a two-player game. I believe there's a solo variant, or they're working on one, but it has raised over $14,000 on Kickstarter, and it is a micro game. There's not a lot of micro games that can say that, and this campaign still has 11 days to go. So let's share some thoughts on it. What do I think is fun about this campaign? Well, first off, I think it has had a very strong development. If you take a look through this campaign, one of the things that you'll find further down, way down the road in their story, is that he has been working on this since early 2020 when the pandemic came alive. And he's evolved. He got to know the Board Game Design Lab and figured out how to create a game, just working through different websites and learning from them. I just thought it was really cool. You can see on here the 28th of August, first prototype and playtest came to fruition. October got some artwork. February laser cut prototypes. And April ran a first print run that made 500 units or something like that. So really, really cool to see that timeline in effect there. And for a big board game, that might seem like a very tight time frame. But for a micro game, that is a lot of time to put into developing a game with just a few components and just a few base moves. And so I really like how Ben Downton, the creator, was transparent with that. And if you look through his website or look through any of his posts, you'll see a lot of activity and involvement in the board game development world, getting to figure out what he should do for his very first Kickstarter. Second thing is the price. This thing only costs, if you look here, $5 or more, or £5, I should say, or more. It's about $7 US, and then shipping. And shipping is really, really straightforward as well. If we pull down a bit, take a look at the shipping section here. Story, timeline, shipping. So shipping there, maybe $2 for international, or £2, $3 for international shipping. So you can get Micro Dojo for $10, and in it you get a decent amount of game. I mean, if you scroll or kind of watch through his video or look through the components, you can see there's a decent amount. You get a board, you get little tiles, you get tokens, and it plays together fairly nicely. I've played it on Tabletop Simulator. I plan to run a video playthrough of it as well, just to support the campaign. He hasn't reached out to me. It's just something I want to do because it looks pretty neat. So I love that the price is right in line with what it's going to cost him to produce and ship out. I think that's great. Not a lot of overhead as a first game. Probably not going to be profitable, but at the same time, at least he's getting a game out there. Third thing I like is there's no stretch goals or daily releases or anything like that. So some campaigns do benefit from that kind of activity. A micro game, you can't pack much more into it without boosting the price. And even if he made 1,000 units, it's probably hard to get his price much lower than he already had it. So the fact that all the pledge levels are basically get the game, or get 2 games, or get the print and play, just very, very straightforward pledges. And then I think there was an early pledge for first wave, and then he made a new pledge for second wave, because those will come a little bit later than the first wave. So I love that simplicity. I can find what I want. There is you can spend a little bit more if you want a framed collector's edition, but probably not many of those going out, not even available any longer, already signed off on. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing I like is how he tried to base even a game this small and simple with some culture. So if you take a look in here, I think I have to scroll down a bit more. Apologize for that, but we'll take a look here. Micro Dojo is a tiny game with simple artwork, but it doesn't mean it can't tell a story. He's had a number of people input on the cultural and historical aspects of this game, and tried to make sure that there was a sensitivity to the material. So they get an extra special thank you, but he shows some examples of some of the research done in this Micro Dojo game. Inspires you to explore Japan, and why not to pack a pocket-sized game in your bag, and why not pack a pocket-sized game in your bag for a big trip. So if you go to Japan, bring a dojo with you. Very cool. But I just like how he was able to dive a bit more into the culture as he built and developed this micro game. And then the fifth thing I like is about being able to see the game absolutely in its full visibility. So the game has already been made, but he wants to make more copies, hence the Kickstarter. And but there's a completely full version on Tabletop Simulator, really easy to download and play. And the rules are only 2 pages. You can see the entire rule set here. I played the game. I was able to learn in probably less than 5 minutes. He's got a video, actually. His video explains it in 2.5 minutes. You just have to look at some of the tiles and references when you play to really get to know what to do. So I love how even in an intro micro game as a first-time creator, Ben was smart enough to include a full rule set and a tabletop simulator and a how to play video and a playthrough video. Perfect thing that you need. You don't need any more videos than that, and yet they do have even more than that further down, all these additional reviews that were in there. So right on to him for making that possible. And there you go. That's some things that I like about Micro Dojo. I've backed it. I'll get myself a game. I'm going to do a couple videos on it for how to play and play through, and just wish him all the success in the next 11 days to finish off this Kickstarter and then get it fulfilled. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.